Elasticity is a measure of responsiveness or sensitivity. By this we mean how much does a dependent variable change in response to some kind of change in an independent variable. When we're looking at price elasticity of demand, the independent variable is price and the dependent variable is the quantity demanded per time period, for example, per week. In the diagram, we see a different response to a change in price in the case of two products, product A and product B. For both products, we start at a price of 10 Rand per unit, and we can see the quantity demanded is 10 units per time period. So in both cases, the total revenue is 100 Rand. Let's see how that's worked out. So total revenue is price times quantity. So in both cases, we'll find that the total revenue, which is TR, is going to be equal to 10 Rand times by 10 units. So the total revenue is equal to 100 Rand. Now, when the price increases to 12 Rand, for product A, the quantity demanded decreases to 6 units. So we can see that there's a decrease in the quantity demanded to 6 units. Let's take a look at what happens to the total revenue for product A. So for A, after the price change, our total revenue now is equal to price times quantity. So it's equal to 12 Rand times by 6 units, and that is 72 Rand. So we can see that the total revenue, which initially was 100 Rand, has decreased significantly because of the price increase. Now let's take a look at what happens in the case of product B. So for product B, our total revenue now is equal to price times quantity. So the price is 12 Rand, and we see that the quantity demanded has decreased from 10 units to 9 units. So the total revenue in this case is equal to 108 Rand. So you can see that there's a very big difference in the impact of the same price change. In this example, we see that the demand for product A is much more sensitive to the 20% change in price. So we would say that the demand for A is elastic. Now, the formula to calculate price elasticity of demand is fairly simple. The price elasticity coefficient, the price elasticity coefficient is equal to the percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in the price. It's important to note here that we don't deal with absolute values. We are only looking at the percentage change in the independent variable and the dependent variable. So if we find that for a particular product, maybe something like tea, the price of tea increases by 10%, the quantity demanded decreases by 12%. In this case, we would have the price elasticity coefficient. So our percentage, let's try that again. So the percentage change in the price, percentage change in the price is equal to 12%. Sorry, that's 10%. Let's try that again. 10%. And the percentage change in the quantity demanded is a decrease of 12%. So our price elasticity coefficient will be equal to the percentage change in quantity divided by the percentage change in the price. So that will give us minus 12 divided by plus 10, and that of course will give us, mathematically speaking, it will give us a value of minus 1, 2. Because we know there's an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, we ignore the minus sign in our calculations. So we will finish off the sum by saying that the price elasticity coefficient is equal to 1, 2. Now what that means is that a 1% change in the price leads to a 1,2% change in the quantity demanded. Let's have some practice. So for practice 1, we see here that we've got a product where initially the price is 100 Rand and the quantity per week is 100 units. We find then that the price changes to 150 Rand and the quantity demanded, as you would expect, in keeping with the law of demand, this decreases to 80 units per week. So let's see what happens with the coefficient if the price increases. So if the price increases, our percentage change in price, so the percentage change in price is plus 50%. The percentage change in the quantity is minus 20%. So the elasticity coefficient will be equal to 20. So remember, we're ignoring any minus signs now. So it's 20 over 50. And that gives us an elasticity coefficient of 0,4. That tells us for every 1% change in the price, there will be a 0,4 percentage point change in the quantity demanded. Let's see what happens if the price decreases. So if the price decreases, our percentage change in the price is equal to minus 33%. That's going from 150 to 100. The percentage change in the quantity is an increase of 25%. That's going from 80 to 100 units. So our price elasticity coefficient will be equal to 25 over 33, and that gives us an elasticity coefficient of 0,76. Let's take a look at practice 2. All right, so we've got a price change. If we look at an increase in price from 20 Rand to 25, the percentage change in the price is 25%. Let's just get up there. So we've got our percentage change in the price is equal to an increase of 25%. That is going from 20 Rand to 25 Rand per unit. The percentage change in the quantity is equal to a decrease of 60%. So the price elasticity coefficient will be equal to 60 over 25, and that gives us a value of 2,4. If we go from a price of 25 Rand down to 20 Rand, let's see how that changes things. So the percentage change in price is a decrease of 20%. Going from 25 Rand to 20 Rand is a decrease of 20%. But the percentage change in quantity is equal to an increase of 67%. So our price elasticity coefficient will be equal to 67 over 20, and that is equal to 3,35. Note the elasticity coefficient, for example, a coefficient of 3.35. Oops, let's get, so if we have an elasticity coefficient of 3.35, then that tells us that for every 1% change in the price, the quantity demanded will change by 3.35. Don't make the mistake of putting a percentage sign after your calculation.